Whether you're just embarking on your menopause journey or you've been at it for a few years now, you're probably becoming all too familiar with the unpredictable symptoms that can accompany this phase of life. And that can be very nerve-wracking, it can be scary at times, and working with a doctor that understands what you're going through and is sympathetic and knowledgeable can make all the difference in the world. There are menopause specialists. If that is news to you, I am so glad you ran across this video, because menopause specialists are medical providers that take extra training and specifically focus their practice on treating women in menopause. So let's talk about the symptoms they can help you navigate and how you can find a menopause specialist to help you thrive during this transitional season of life. "34 symptoms have been identified as related to menopause." That's a tremendous amount of symptoms, and these symptoms can be mental symptoms, physical symptoms, and even painful symptoms. Knowing what your symptoms are and what's causing them is really important. So menopause obviously can cause these symptoms, but there are other health conditions that can cause these symptoms as well, which can make it very difficult to identify what exactly is going on in your body. Working with a provider that knows what you're going through and that can help you identify what's related to hormones versus maybe what's related to a health condition can be really beneficial, especially if you're struggling with things like anxiety, which can really skyrocket in menopause when you don't know what's going on. So menopause specialists are specifically trained to not only identify these symptoms, but also to treat them. So these providers are more adept in using hormone replacement therapy as well as alternative therapies. Fortunately, it's actually pretty easy to find a menopause specialist. You can really talk to your own provider and start there and say, hey, do you like working with women in menopause? Do you feel comfortable with this? Or do you prefer that I see a menopause specialist? That's a great place to start actually, because your provider, although they may not be listed as a menopause specialist, they may love working with women in your age group. There's also a great database online called the North American Menopause Society. You can go there and type in your zip code and find menopause specialists that are in your area. And these are providers that have actually reached out to the North American Menopause Society and have said, hey, I want to be designated as a menopause specialist and I'm willing to take extra educational courses so that I can best treat women in this age group.